Hello, good morning. I'm CalebKoyo. I'm a broadcast journalist from Kenya, Africa, and this is Climate Pod, mini series podcast that is seeking to help change the world by addressing climate change and providing solutions that can be implemented at urban levels and at village levels as well. First of all, what is this big trouble that the world is having right now called climate change? This is the long-term shift in global and regional climate patterns. This you can't predict the weather right now, and this is actually happening because a lot of sun's heat has been trapped into the air. That is causing a lot of trouble. That's why we have crazy temperatures. Sometimes it's too hot, sometimes it's too cold because we have a lot of sun's heat trapped into the air. We have a lot of CO2, a lot of methane being released into the air. That is why the world is actually having this conversation right now. So it is said that 95% of what causes global warming and climate change is actually human. So me and you have a lot to do as far as this conversation is concerned. I know you probably wondering, so what can I do to save the world? What can I do to contribute to a better world, a safer world, a safer climate? You have really a lot to do. The first one is to change the way you go to work, is to change the way you go to see your friends, is to change your means of transport. Did you know that by decreasing the number of private vehicles on the road, we actually contribute to a safer planet, a safer climate? Because when we have less vehicles on the road, it means that we have less production of fuel. We have a lot of fossil fuels being burnt every day. So when we have less vehicles, then we have less methane, less CO2 being produced into the air. That is actually going to help a lot. So the first way to make a contribution is actually decide to bike to work. That's the first option. Bike to work, bike to go see your friend, bike to go hang out. You reduce the production of fuel, and that actually helps to save the world. Second way, if you have to travel, this is difficult, but it's possible as well. If you have to travel, please decide to use a PSV. When you use a PSV, it actually helps, public, service vehicles. Then you have very many people inside one vehicle, and that is actually a big win because we have reduced the number of vehicles on the road. And so we have reduced the amount of fuel being produced. And so we have less CO2 and, fossil fuels being released into the air. You know what I'm saying? So the first thing you should do is to decide to cycle to work. If you cannot cycle to work, then please use PSV. That's the way you can contribute to this conversation. If you like more of this, please consider subscribing to this channel or following this page. But also, most importantly, if you like more of this, please do implement some of these solutions that I'm providing. This is the fourth episode, and this fourth episode, the only thing you should remember about it is that the only way you contribute to a safer climate is by deciding to cycle to work or use a PSV. I'm CalebKoyo, and this is Climate Pod. Do something.